London, the capital of the United Kingdom, often called Northern Ireland and mates. But it was once the capital of the entire world, and it still has those capital of the entire world prices. Spend £30 on breakfast once like a dumbass. But now you won't have to. Hello, I'm Kilian, and I'm here to save you a plane ticket. 2 weeks ago, I decided to fly to London with two goals. Visit and review every tourist attraction, and find Jack the Ripper. It's been 130 years, it's time to bring in a professional. When I landed on Friday, it was sunny. London is not supposed to be sunny, it's supposed to be foggy and cloudy. I was worried weather would ruin my trip. Fortunately for the rest of my visit, the weather was properly depressing. So, what attraction should I start with? Maybe the oldest one, the Tower of London. Yes, your first thought is that that's not a tower, that's a fort. And next to the fort is the Tower Bridge, which actually has two towers. And the city itself is called London, but it has two O's in it, so it should be called Lone Down. This rabbit hole never ends, just stay out of it. Tower has been a palace, a fort, a prison, and a top-rated TripAdvisor page. Many visit for this building, which houses the crown jewels. They are protected by a very long queue to bore thieves into not stealing. I preferred the old crown jewels in this house. Can someone steal them for me? I think you can climb on this Assassin's Creed style and then sort of Mission Impossible your way in. If you then mail them to me, I will PayPal you $200. The building in the middle is called the White, brownish Tower. It's a weapons museum where you can find cannons and medieval assault rifles. It even has weapons used in actual battles. Like this robot dragon, used against a French robot unicorn. But when I walk around this fort, I can't shake the feeling that it was better back in the day. There used to be a polar bear and animal gladiator fights. Vegetarians really ruined the appeal of this place. Worse than that, the tower guards are called beef eaters because they were paid in beef. Now they are allegedly paid in money, which makes this whole place unauthentic. The cafeteria doesn't even serve roast beef. Turn it back into a prison. Let's go to the neighbor attraction instead. Tower Bridge. Finished in 1894. Its purpose was to be in the background of social media photos, so that you can show people you went to London. They had to close down the top portion in 1910, because like everything, if you leave it alone long enough, it becomes a brothel. So you have to realize that my expectations were impossibly high, but they turned it into a place to read bridge facts. Barely any prostitutes. Then you go to the engine room. I like steampunk, so this place is pretty neat. But tickets were £7 and they didn't let us open the bridge. We pay, we say. From the bridge you can see St. Paul's Cathedral. And people, this is one mighty building. But scam warning, not actually owned by St. Paul. It was the tallest building in the city for 300 years until they built this thing, surpassing it in both height and beauty. Beautiful art, a great view from the roof, but the most important thing of all, probably has the best museum coffee. But the decorations kinda hurt my enjoyment. I'm looking at this statue raised to a general that fell to the French at Waterloo, and I feel kinda guilty sitting here eating a croissant. Those are three famous London buildings, but let's visit the most famous one of them all, Palace of Westminster. It's so fun being in another country's parliament, because it's like, here decisions are made that doesn't affect me at all. Look at battle paintings, listen to an audio guide fail to convince you the Queen shouldn't have all the power. But I really came here to find out if Jack the Ripper was a government cover-up. So I asked the Prime Minister, but it was awkward because she was trying to get through a door but was holding two Starbucks cups, but refused to put one down and refused to ask me for help. She said, there are no classified documents in the Elizabeth Tower. So I can't get in there because it's cocooning to become a butterfly. I do agree that it's a bit suspicious that they randomly decided to renovate it just 2 years before I came here. You might have heard this tower called by another name, but that's actually the Bell. And if you call it Big Ben, the locals, they will have no idea what you're talking about. You will just confuse them. So I learned nothing about Jack, and as a side effect, I learned the entire history of London. So now I might as well share it with you. The history of London. So, at some point in history, they created London. Then it gained enough XP to become Victorian London. And they built a clock and it made a bunch of money. So they said to themselves, how can we make more tourist money? Find out in the next segment, Kilian visits tourist traps. This is a travel guide, so I have to do things I don't want to do. For example, visit Coca-Cola presents the Coca-Cola London Eye by Coca-Cola. A big Ferris wheel sponsored by an American soft drink company. Can't remember which one. It's just a slow Ferris ride, it can't be that bad. Wrong! It was raining. Trying to book the correct ticket might require an ebook. They tried to get me to buy 50 add-ons. While standing in line, a large school class appeared in front of me. I'm guessing from another dimension. A woman was complaining to an employee about the weather, as if this 16-year-old intern had the power to change the will of God. And I had to pee. I just wanted to go see the fishies. I recommend London Eye to everyone. Pro tip to the food trucks next to the eye. You can make a fortune selling Pepsi from all the people taking ironic pictures. I guess you still make money from the huge crowds. But I want to visit the most overcrowded attraction in London. Bax people. I think the line to get in was 30 minutes and the line to buy tickets were 2 hours. If only some local lad had connected all the computers so you could buy a ticket from one of those. You were obviously not supposed to visit this place alone. The entrance guard actually said, "Oh, you're alone?" You were supposed to go with someone and say, "Wow, some of these look really realistic and some of these don't," and they will agree with you and you will live happily ever after. There's also a ride that shows the history of London, but what's the point now that you have this video? I like the historic characters, but last time I was here, camera phones were not mainstream. And my god, can't I go to another place filled with pop culture references and royal wedding souvenirs? Like Westminster Abbey. It's the burial site of 3,300 people. Composers, writers, scientists, queens, kings. No one above that though. I'm saying there are no footballers. Everyone has a monument and you expect the grandest monuments to belong to someone important, but it's usually like the Duke of Arsenal's cat's previous owner. It's been the coronation site of every British king. I don't know the rules. I snuck in and sat on the coronation chair and coronated myself. I think I'm the king of Britain now? If not, I'm very disappointed. Is there a tall building I can look out over my kingdom? A building that looks like your mother wanted to make your apartment less depressing, so she bought a generic vase? What's that? The view from the Shard is surprisingly nice. Go to the 68th floor, grab some champagne and realize you didn't actually have to visit all these landmarks, you could have just enjoyed them from here. God save you, London computer speaker. Or London air conditioner. What do people call you? The walkie-talkie? It looks nothing like one, but that makes sense considering the tower. This beautiful baby needs protection, and the best way to protect him is the HMS Belfast. You walk around this light cruiser turned museum and you think to yourself, how could they live like this? Then you find out they drank rum literally every day and you're like, oh, do they have any openings? I mean, sure, everything looks cramped and uncomfortable, but goddamn did they have some nice toilets. Honestly though, same problem like with the bridge. Even though they have a bunch of missiles stacked, they don't let you fire the cannons. The disappointment in these 7-year-old girls' faces makes this museum so hard to bear. But it reminds me that vacations are supposed to be relaxing, but this is a travel guide. I have walked non-stop, I've basically been on a military march every day. Might as well visit the Imperial War Museum that shows Britain in World War I, II and Cold War. Conditions of the soldiers during World War I were really terrible. I can relate after my visit to the Eye. The museum also runs Churchill's bunker. A man who insulted so many people, they decided he should insult a guy named Adolf into defeat. The World War I exhibition is very ambitious. World War II, less so. I think it's to show how unprepared Britain was for the Second World War, by being less prepared for visitors. Both of these places threw me out because I was the last one left. His entire city closes too early. Yet, seeing these memories of Divide reminds me why I created this new series. To flex on you bitches! While you be sitting at home, I'll be flying in the premiumest of economy, sleeping in the freshest 4-star hotels, and eating at the fanciest fast food places. But doing that has made me broke. Today's sponsor, the third reason I went to England. to hide my identity online. Then I found out I could have just used NordVPN. They have over 1000 servers in 61 plus countries, including this place. Click the link in the top of the description for 75% off a 3-year plan. And if you use the code Kilian Experience, you get a month for free. So why do I need internet privacy? It's because I like pineapple on pizza. There are ancient orders trying to hunt us down. If a VPN had single data encryption, they might find us. But NordVPN has double data encryption for increased anonymity. Click on the top link in the description. NordVPN, now sponsoring a Nord. Now that I have zero money, I need to check out free stuff. So we are off to a plaza called Trafalgar Square. It celebrates Admiral Nelson, who single-handedly, bet I'm the first person to make that pun, defeated Napoleon's navy. Behind the square is a building containing paintings. If you aren't sure what paintings are, it's like concept art for history. It even has an entire room dedicated to the smartest Ninja Turtle. Even if it's full of epic artwork, this one is my favorite. It's doctors debating Jesus, but he already knows everything. Like me. I like it because the doctor's like, oh, who is this guy? And Jesus breaks the fourth wall and looks at the audience like, they don't even know I'm the son of God. Not every painting is great. Some of these are obviously just word clip art. But I can't show you most of these paintings because I'll get demonetized. Then I got ripped off again. I went to a British museum, but it was a world history museum. You go through a timeline of ancient artifacts, so it's like Egyptian stuff, then Assyrian, then Greek, Persian, Roman, and that's as far as I got before they closed it. Maybe the next country is like Texas, an ancient barbecue. I love this place because of the audio guide. A British narrator can form a completely different picture of history. They're like, the centaur bite represent a powerful bite of Athens' democracy. When in reality it was just some drunk Greek aristocrat going, hey, make one of the horse people bite a guy. This place is massive. All these giant imperial buildings, how huge must my new house be? Make your way through a bunch of commercials to reach Buckingham Palace. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not that impressive. When Parliament is done discussing their current problem in 2050, they should really consider giving the Queen the gherkin. Gherkingham Palace. I don't want to be king anymore, I'm going home. With it being Sunday, it was time to return to Sweden, where it's 15 degrees colder. Worst country. So that was my weekend in London. God damn it, I forgot to catch Jack the Ripper. What I'm saying, all attractions have major flaws and the Ripper is still on the loose. So if you're ever in London, just stay in your hotel room and only order room service. And that is the Kilian Experience.